Federal investigation. The FBI and IRS carry out raids at Mayor Catherine Pugh's house and other locations as the pressure mounts for her to resign. Hello, everybody. I'm Denise Koch.
And I'm Vic Carter.
Baltimore once again in the national spotlight.
And once again, it's not for a good reason. Federal agents fanned out across the city amid the growing investigation to determine whether she used sales of her children's books to disguise government kickbacks. WJZ is live with extensive coverage. We begin with WJZ investigator Mike Kellgren live at City Hall with more on the raids. Mike.
Vic, the mayor's lawyer says she can't focus and is not fit to make a decision about whether or not to resign or what to do about her future. The raids began just after daybreak here at City Hall and at various locations around Baltimore.
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me.
Federal agents carted away boxes after a raid on Mayor Catherine Pugh's office at Baltimore City Hall, one of 6 locations where FBI and IRS agents collected evidence in an investigation that sources say started more than a year ago. Well before public revelations about hundreds of thousands of dollars the mayor received from organizations doing business with the city for her self-published Healthy Holly children's book. Acting Mayor Jack Young.
It is embarrassing for the city of Baltimore. It's embarrassing that we're on the national news.
The city solicitor will not reveal what the agents seized in the court-authorized raids, which he said were limited to the mayor's second-floor suite.
Sometimes the transparency interest is trumped by law enforcement interests.
The mayor's personal lawyer, Steve Silverman, said federal agents took Pugh's financial records from his downtown office this morning. He'd been representing Pugh amid several investigations into the Healthy Holly book.
We provided those documents to the agents that were there, and I just want to make it clear, the first thing they said, of course, was, "You are not a target."
Pugh received $500,000 from the University of Maryland medical system while she sat on the system's board.
With the messaging, swim, jump, play, walk, run, crawl.
She showed off her line of baby clothes at a press conference late last month, then went on medical leave for pneumonia April 1st and has not been seen in public since.
I've spoken to her today, and she is physically still ill, and she is obviously emotionally extremely distraught.
Agents also raided the home of Gary Brown Jr., a mayoral aide who was sentenced in 2017 for contributing $12,000 more to Pugh's campaign than the law allows. The acting mayor fired Brown this week. Governor Larry Hogan wrote on Twitter, "Mayor Pugh has lost the public trust. She is clearly not fit to lead. For the good of the city, Mayor Pugh must resign."
It is unfair to the residents of the city of Baltimore for them to be held hostage while a mayor goes through this legal situation that she's going through.
The mayor's lawyer says he is not concerned about anything incriminating being taken. He describes what was seized as normal business records. The University of Maryland medical system also had a grand jury subpoena to provide information in Mayor Pugh's investigation. Reporting live at City Hall, Mike Kellgren, WJZ.
All right, thank you, Mike. Now let's check in with Kimberly Eaton. She is live at the mayor's home in Northwest Baltimore, and she has more reaction from city leaders. Kimberly?
And Denise, Mayor Pugh spent a few hours of her afternoon inside her home meeting with her legal team shortly after federal agents raided her home here, leaving with about a dozen boxes, about half of which were labeled as Healthy Holly books. What else they may have found here, they aren't saying at this point. Federal agents took more than a dozen boxes out of Mayor Catherine Pugh's 2 homes Thursday morning, carrying out simultaneous raids in this Northwest Baltimore neighborhood.
But I think they're looking for the evidence that they need to prosecute.
Neighbors watch as the FBI's Baltimore office and the IRS Criminal Division out of D.C. searched the houses, including Pugh's Denland Road address. State records show it is linked to her Healthy Holly book franchise.
Play, walk, run, crawl.
Her children's book deal with UMMS first came under the spotlight of controversy in March. Since then, Pugh's colleagues in City Hall have distanced themselves. City council members asked for her resignation weeks ago, now increasing pressure on the mayor to step down as she faces federal investigation.
This is an embarrassment to the city. The city of Baltimore needs to move on from this issue, and the issue is resolved around the mayor, and the mayor should resign immediately.
Thursday, Pugh's longtime friend and political ally, Congressman Elijah Cummings, stopped short of asking her to leave office, but says she owes Baltimore accountability.
The mayor has to now make some critical decisions. And while making those decisions, she has to make decisions that are in the best interests of our city and of the best interests of herself, her health.
But of course, as we just heard from Mayor Pugh's personal attorney about an hour ago, that decision will not come tonight. For now, reporting live, I'm Kimberly Eaton for WJZ.
Kimberly, thank you. Our live coverage continues now with Devin Bartolotta, live with reaction from the community. Devin.
Vic, well, Mayor Pugh once led the program here at this nonprofit, and investigators spent more than 5 hours here today digging through things inside. People in multiple neighborhoods told us today they are tired of these headlines and they're ready for new leadership. From the bustling corner of Pennsylvania and North Avenues.
I'm glad she gone. I hope she did go.
You can't be a leader for us, so yeah, she should resign.
It's tough talk for Mayor Catherine Pugh on one of Baltimore's toughest corners.
As long as she's been in there, she just kept playing her little games.
Across town on the quiet avenue of Hamden, more of the same.
I think she should resign.
As far as we know right now, all the deals we have, it seems like she should really resign.
Much of Baltimore watched Thursday morning as the FBI raided at least 6 locations across the city. Agents carted box after box out of the Maryland Center for Adult Training in Park Heights. Pugh was once a leader here, and 3 of her former staffers served on its board. Michelle Hopkins lives in this neighborhood.
Until you get regular people in there that's going to do their job the right way, then that's when our city is going to get right.
But no matter the address, it seems everyone has an opinion.
I think that she should leave her options open. I think that she should apologize and maybe come clean about the whole situation.
And besides this whole scandal with the books thing, I think she's been doing a pretty good job.
Some fed up.
It gets harder and harder to dig yourself out of this reputation rut. And this doesn't help at all.
I think Baltimore has too many issues and too many things to focus on to have problems like this and have the distraction.
Couldn't be more corrupt if we're in Chicago. It's just like mob town stuff. It's awful.
Frustration building as all of Baltimore watches on. Now, agents left here around 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's not known what exactly they took or if Mayor Pugh or any of her former staff members have offices here. Reporting live in Park Heights, I'm Devin Bartolotta for WJZ.
Here now is the latest on the Mayor Pugh raids. FBI and IRS agents raided her homes and City Hall this morning. They also raided the Maryland Center for Adult Training, one of her businesses, and the home of one of her aides. Governor Hogan is now officially calling for Pugh's resignation. Her spokesman says he hasn't spoken with her. Mayor Pugh has been on leave of absence since April the 1st, saying she's recovering from pneumonia. This all comes as the mayor faces scrutiny over several deals relating to children's books that she wrote. Stay with WJZ for the very latest on the investigation into Mayor Catherine Pugh, including the FBI and IRS raids. We will have special coverage tonight at 7:30 with all the latest information.